Thank you, Sanjay, for joining today. Thanks a lot for your time. Sanjay, I think, previously customer personalization was a nice thought. People wanted that, personalization to happen. But, we had this departmental silos, legacy systems, fragmented customer data, disjointed customer journeys. All of these created a hell lot of a problem for delivering a sort of a near ideal experience to personalization to customers. Pandemic shifted everything. Both customers and businesses became online. So today, any customer is looking at 10 channels to be utilized. As a result, the prominent role of digital self-service, agent-assisted channel has changed the relationship between business and their customers. Today, customer needs knowledge agents and an effortless, seamless and quick journey. Just to give you some statistics there, according to us, 81% of organizations see customer experience as differentiator, which means that if I'm able to create or enable customer experience and in a positive way for my customers, that's my business differentiator. That's my sustainable competitive differentiator. And the number one indicator of strategic performance, 87% of companies say customers expect omni-channel personalization. It's not only channels as an experience, but they really need at any point of time, any channel I can personalize myself. And as a result, building a more human, individual connection is critical. And I think personalization has changed its meaning today. Because when we look at, artificial intelligence, when we look at automation, when we look at agent-assisted customer experience enablement, I think those are the areas which was not there earlier today. At this juncture, Sanjay, what are the latest innovations you are seeing? Because you're probably now dealing with many customers, not only in India but globally as well. And the insights in the CX landscape to make experience flow and fluid relationship at the customer level. So what are you seeing in the market today?
No, thanks, Salil, for the opportunity and great question, really. And I think you set the context right. So far, if you look at, people have been throwing digital channels in silos as a triage strategy to the customer in order to, I would say, deflect them rather than serve them the way they want. Because customer needs are absolutely very clear that they want to be treated in a certain way, in an effortless and frictionless way. And what we did so far really is added silos, as you talked about, added chatbots, more intelligent IVR workflows, maybe voice bots, email, WhatsApp, Twitter, social, everything. So it's a kind of a point of presence approach that we are there everywhere, but it's all disjointed. So in the end, the experience doesn't really change. The customer gets more avenues to reach out to you, but the situation doesn't change. Now, because of this situation, customer is still not getting what they really want. What we are looking at is, we believe that a customer reaching to your contact center is one way of, they coming to service. But actually their journey never starts at contact center. I'll give you an example. Whenever you have a problem with your phone or any device, where do you go first? You actually go to Google, right? Most people do. I do myself. You really don't call the call center of Apple or Samsung or anyone that you're using. So your journey actually started at that point. And this is how millions of consumers actually start their journey. Now, what we are looking at doing as NICE, because we believe that they're kind of leading this way, is start the journey of the customer where actually it begins, and then bring them in and give them all the empowered knowledge that you want to give about your product and services, and improve that experience in a very frictionless way, so that they actually can fulfill much before they actually hit the contact center. Right? So those are the things that we are looking at doing. The second piece that's very important here is using the power of the data to define some of the things. You talked about AI model, right? Analytics, right? But we as NICE have been we are custodian of customer data for decades and decades, right? So we know what's happening in customer conversations across the channels. And we are now using those in a very standard AI-based model so that people are able to consume it. And you can train all your other channels like a bot or anything else using that, so that your automation channels are much more intelligent and seamless, and therefore, smart services are being given to the customer.
Sanjay, I think thank you very much. The second point is very interesting. because we do understand omni-channel and digital channels, and we still, have silos solution, but we were not able to join the journey of the customer across the board, internally as well as externally. And I think with automation and data driven, those boundaries between functions and departments have now broken down. And now it has become more, process oriented and automated oriented. So I can take better informed decisions. And I think, there are a hell lot of efficiencies which could be bring in. At the same time, the global customer experience around personalization, automation can be increased. And there is a value addition an agent can have it. I think the contact centers, I would call it, need to have a next generation contact centers. They would be, as agents, they would add lot of more value to the customer. I think the low value things would become more probably automated, I would call it this way. I think that's the combination I'm looking at it. But as nice, do you think that we really deliver, continuous improvement, we eliminate friction, we deliver customized, personalized experience? Because these are buzzwords also, Sanjay. I mean, frankly speaking, these are some of the words which we hear a lot of people talk about. But when it gets to rubber hits the road, when it really gets, implemented to a solution, I think that's where the test applies, the litmus test applies. So what is that nice really promises to the customer?
Sure. No, I think you're absolutely right that we have provided a lot of agent assistance, right, and also empowerment to the agents so that they are able to, serve the customer in a better way and everything else. But all these channels that are being given, or the assistance which is being provided, whether it is voice bot, chat bots, or any other kind of self-service channel that you're looking at, that needs to be smart. And what does it mean really is that it should learn on its own, and you should know what to automate. And this is where one size fits all doesn't really help, because what works for organization A may not be working for B, because I may have a different type of service that I'm responding to during my customer interactions, wherein another organization is something else. So how can you use that to train? And therefore, power of data, as I was talking about, comes into play, wherein you need to really analyze what's happening in your customer interaction. What are the things that can automatically go into a self-service mode, which is where customer really would like to. And that happens with data mining, intelligent AI modeling, because see, AI is a huge thing, and a lot of things are buzzword today, but making sense of the data in a very intelligent way and able to use it is a big thing in itself. And many organizations are not able to do that. And this is where NICE comes and helps, because we have ready AI models that we help people to train their self-service channels. We actually come and help organizations to tell them what you can automate into self-service. How do you make the channels smart so that maximum amount of your queries and customers can actually be, fulfilled on their own through smart assist, as we call it. And the second piece then is at the point I was talking about, meet the customer where the interaction actually starts. Would it be nice that whatever training material or the product information or SOPs that you're using to train your agents, if you make that content available to the customer at the point of the journey starting, they'll be able to consume that knowledge in a much seamless way and actually can self-serve themselves without even coming to your contact center. Right? So you're actually meeting the customer where they are starting and in the type of channel that they are starting. So that's the second point that we are doing. And the third piece, of course, is making your agents super smart so that they are able to solve complex problems. Because when you have done all that smart self-service and frictionless experience, your agents now are super enabled agents, and they should be able to solve complex problems, be more consultative, be more suggestive. I would love to have someone, guide me through, a holiday package, for example, or give my preference around planning into some, adventure or anything of those kinds. So those are the things that will happen, which will enable customer really to utilize services at their pace and their choice.
No, thank you, Sanjay. And you talk about holidays. I just, holiday season is just coming up. Something rings the bell, and it's actual problem, right? You call up somebody that I need a vacation, and they would guide you everywhere, but they won't know your choice. They don't know, what you want. I think it's important they become smarter. My last part of discussion, Sanjay, is NICE is coming out with CX1, a cloud-based platform call center solution. Want to know more about it? What's happening there? It seems to be something which is probably innovated at NICE and globally. It seems that if we are bringing it chapter to India, what's the story behind?
Sure. So CX1 is our flagship CCaaS platform, which is complete end-to-end customer experience platform, and it's also the world's leading platform. If you look at any of the analyst commentary, leading analysts across the world, you will definitely find NICE CX1 as number one for many years, and it is essentially a complete end-to-end customer interaction experience platform, wherein you can actually offer at one end all the different type of options for customer to meet, move to the second pillar, which is your AI analytics engine, use all those models to process the information that's coming in and help the customer. And then at the third end, that you have a bigger piece, which is your employees, wherein you can manage your contact center very effectively, measuring their performance, measuring their forecasting, and the employee engagement, all of that put together. So CX1 is the only solution in the market today which is complete end-to-end. What runs behind is the power of our AI engine, which we call as Enlighten AI, which runs across every single module that we have. And we are now expanding internationally in a big way. After Americas, we have a very large presence in the Europe, in Asia as well, in Australia, New Zealand, very recently in Singapore and UAE and Japan. And we are now offering this to our partners who are into outsourcing world, our ITS companies, BPO partners who actually are serving the global customers. And we believe that this will bring a big game changer in their revenue models and their technology management. And we are very excited about that. And this is what we are bringing to the table right now.
Perfect, Sanjay. I think it is very important that we make technology as much as invisible and experience as much as visible. I think that's the inverted ratio I'm talking here. Because if technology is visible, experience is going bad. But if technology is invisible, the experience will automatically increase. And I think that's what NICE is trying to do it in a way, which creating an extraordinary experience for the customers. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you for the time today. We look forward to hear more from NICE what's happening at your end.
Thank you so much, Shalil. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.